Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam159. As you may remember, Bali had been punished severely and rewarded, but all he could think about was that he hadn't greeted the Lord properly. I made only an attempt at prostrating before you. Even that small effort has granted me your infinite grace. You have placed your blessed foot on the head of this contemptible Bali, who was blinded by his power and his wealth. How can I praise your kindness toward me? Bali was released from the Varuna Pasha. He walked round the Lord, Rudra, and Brahma. He then entered the Sutalaloka. Prahlad spoke to the Lord. He said, "The denizens of the heavens prostrate at your feet for your blessings. As for my grandson and me, we are not devas. We are mere asuras. By birth we're inferior to the devas, and yet your love for us is great. So great that I consider that our fortune is far greater than theirs. How can I thank you, Lord, for the kindness you have showered on this child of mine? You have made him Indra, when there was danger of his forgetting himself because of the splendor of it. You have come yourself, taken his glory away from him, and blessed him. And you have promised to be the guardian of Bali in Sutalaloka. I do not know what we've done to deserve this favor from you." Vamana smiled kindly at him and said, "Prahlad, please enter the Sutalaloka and stay with your grandson. I will always be there in your presence. Mace in hand, I will guard the portals of your house." Prahlad then entered the Sutalaloka after saluting the gods. At the command of the Lord, Shukra completed the yagna, which had been begun by Bali. 101. Matsya Avatar. Parikshit then asked Shuka to relate to him in detail the Matsya avatar of the Lord. Shuka said, "Whenever there is harm threatening the cows, the Brahmins, the Devas, or the good people, when there is fear of destruction for Dharma, or the Vedas, or the world itself, the Lord then descends to the earth to protect them. At the end of the previous kalpa, Brahma went to sleep, and the world became submerged under the waters. When Brahma was sleeping, an asura by name Hayagriva stole the Vedas from him. The asura then disappeared under the waters with the Vedas. The deluge, Mahapralaya, was named Mitika, and it was as a consequence of this pralaya that the world became completely submerged by the oceans. There was then at the time a king named Satyavrata, who ruled the world. He was a saint among men, a great devotee of Narayana. At the end of the pralaya, when the world was recreated, King Satyavrata was born as the son of Vivasvat, one of the 12 Adityas. And the Manvantara was called by the name Vivasvata Manvantara. Shradadeva was the name he was given then. One day, Satyavrata was performing his morning ablutions on the banks of the river Kritamala. When he had taken up the water in his cupped palms to offer arghya to the Pitris, he found a tiny fish in the water, held in his hands. He promptly dropped the fish into the river. The fish spoke in a human voice and said, "Oh, king, have pity on me. I'm so small and I'm afraid of the big fish in the river. The big fish which threatened to eat me up. Please take me away from these waters and protect me." The king was touched by the appeal in the voice of the fish, and taking it up in his hand, he dropped it into his kamandalu and went home. A night passed. The next morning the fish said, "There is not enough space for me inside this vessel. Please place me in a wider place where I can move freely." The king placed it in a large pot filled with water. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.